Another Grand Archive Regional won by Lorraine? Well, only kind of. Hey everyone, it's Isaac from True Champion Gaming, back again with yet another Grand Archive Regional breakdown for the tournament. This is Yeti Gaming Regionals. This is a Luxor's map here, so I'll put a link to this in the description so you guys can check out all the stats yourself, and of course the top 8 decks. But let's just jump into the stats, shall we? So looking at the full meta breakdown, we have Alan, Hybrid, I'll come back to that in a second, Lorraine, Merlin, Rye, Sylvie, Tristan, and Xander, which is a larger spread than we've seen in the past. You can see that Lorraine even has 4 water players here and 11 wind, and of course, 7 fire. But this is more water Lorraine than we've seen in the past. I'm assuming because now that people have seen a water Lorraine get at least pretty high up into the ranks with one of our last regional breakdown tournament recaps, that it is a actual decent deck to play. So and it can produce results. So that's cool to see there. The hybrid, what this means is that basically their material deck contains more than just one type of champion or one class champion. So they might have a level 1 Lorraine and a level 1 Rye in their deck and a level 2 of the other ones maybe. And this is actually really important because in our top 8 we do have, well, it looks like a lot of Lorraine, but these top 2 players are actually 2 of the hybrid players. So 2 of the hybrid players did get first and second. You can see we do have a Tristan, we have 2 more Lorraines, another a Rye player, the only Rye player to make top 8, and then again 2 more Lorraines. So these decks, we'll look at both of them. They're very similar. And they're both playing a very similar tactic, so we'll definitely look at both of those and kind of swap between them when we get into deck lists. But yeah, we do see that Tristan topping again. We do see we'll look at one of these, and it is the Wind Lorraine. This one right here, this is by Dustin, is the Ally Beats one. This is just normal Wind Lorraine. So there actually is quite a bit of variety in the top 8, even though it might look like just the same top 8 we've seen in the past. So let's just jump right into the deck list though, shall we? So the first deck we're going to look at, like I said, there is quite a bit of variety. There were a couple of decks that did kind of repeat. One of them was a Fire Lorraine, so we'll get to that in a second. So they are slightly different, but mainly running the same cards. So this one though, this is the Wind Lorraine, and this is the same one that Caven plays, which is like Ally Beats. It does main deck Hurricane Sweep, which is Caven, I believe, usually runs in his sideboard, so seeing in the main makes sense if you think you're going to come across more Lorraine players that have like a big, or Wind or Ally Beats Lorraine players. So yeah, I mean, it's a good deck. Same thing we've talked about before. You can do the combo with second wind there. You got Ace and Protector and Squirrel, and the one thing I did notice about this deck is that there is no Gilded. So they did take the Gilded out that we have in like our deck lists. I mean, obviously it made top 8, so that's very cool for them. But yeah, in their sideboard here, I scrolled down. They do play 2 Cry for Help, which I do think is kind of interesting. It's a good card. It can protect your champion when you need it to. So it kind of just swaps the target from an attack. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, kind of generic that we've seen before, kind of based off of what we've seen before. So nothing too crazy here. So let's get on to the next list. The next deck list we're going to take a look at is Fire Rye. Fire Rye, this is standard Fire Rye. It's got the dungeon guides, level 1, level 2, level 3. It is running Storm Tyrant's Eye and Chalice of Blood, which Chalice of Blood we've seen more and more of. Storm Tyrant's Eye, I don't see that as much, but keep in mind a really nice combo you can do with Storm Tyrant's Eye is use Storm Tyrant's Eye to specifically lower your health on purpose, so you could actually pop Chalice of Blood to draw 2 additional cards. So kind of a cheeky little combo there, or not necessarily always exactly a combo, but certainly can help with popping Chalice of Blood if you are in desperate need of it, especially if you're able to set your deck up with like Idle Thoughts or something like that. So yeah, this is Fire Rye. It's playing 4 of Pure and Mana, 4 of Careful Study for the draws, 4 Dungeon Guide, and you're doing Fireball and Arcane Blast to finish people off. So nothing crazy here, but obviously a very good deck. And Eli is from our regional, or is from our here in Michigan, in Ann Arbor. So very cool for him to make the top 8 here at the Yeti Gaming Regionals. But let's take on to the next list. Next is Fire Lorraine. There was one other one that was also running Crux Lorraine. So just different ratios on, the Crux cards and things here and there. Nothing too crazy. But yeah, Fire Lorraine made another top 8. Another Michigan Ann Arbor player, I should point out. So very cool that we have 2 Michigan players in our top 8 here for the Yeti Gaming Regional. But yeah, very cool deck. It's good. What can you say? It's Fire Lorraine. But here's a deck list. Of course, it'll be down below as well, the link to that. Here we have the only normal Wind Lorraine to make top 8. You know, it's playing 3 Onsel, 4 Ascension, and 4 Crux, and 4 Pendragon. It's Wind Lorraine. It's good. It does what it does. It's only playing 2 Beseech the Wind. I'm seeing this more often. You know, before it was 4 Dungeon Guide, 4 Beseech the Wind. We're now starting to see that only 2 Beseech the Wind, because you don't necessarily need it as much as you think you would, because you're using only one of these, or at most like twice a game, right? You're not going to go into level 1 with any of these usually, and you're probably not going to go in. The only time you really use it is for level 2 or level 3. But still, very cool deck here. It's strong. It's Wind Lorraine. Let's get on to the little bit more fun decks, shall we? All right, so Fire Tristan. This is, again, another Fire Tristan that we've seen make top 8. This is becoming more and more common, so obviously there is something here that is strong. Doing stuff like where you can get those combos where you have a bunch of little bodies on board and popping Poison Dagger to making each one deal more damage, and of course still running that Rending Flames for also the finisher. So you have two different kind of ways you can deal a decent amount of damage. You also just have chip damage and stuff like that with like Blitz Mage, or if you're ever having Gildas online, of course, it's working well there too. So, yeah, very cool deck. Glad to see more Tristan in top 8. I think it's a very unique champion that we haven't seen that much play with. Next in FTC, we probably will see a little bit more as she's getting a little more support. So yeah, very cool deck. I like it. You know, keep experimenting, keep trying different combinations. You never know when something might just completely break the deck and just make it tier 1. So let's get on to the final 2 decks that I'll kind of be swapping back and forth between, because they are similar, but just slight differences here and there. So the 2 hybrid lists here. So this is second place's deck list, and this is first place's deck list. So the couple differences between the decks. The cards actually in the decks are pretty similar. They're going for Erupting Rhapsody, you know, Ember Song, maybe that Fireball combo as well. Same thing with the first place deck. They are running the Erupting Rhapsody, you know, Ember Song, and 1 Fireball. So I'm assuming these 2 guys must know each other because they have very similar deck lists. I think almost every card is exactly the same. So I'm just built. I just a little bit out of order. That's why it looks like it's different. But the difference between the actual difference between the decks is the material list. So the material list, the first place winner is going level 1 Lorraine, level 2 Lorraine, and level 1 Rye. And the second place list went level 1 Lorraine, level 2 Lorraine, level 1 Rye, and level 2 Merlin. The other card that the first place deck list is running is Blinding Orb. That's what we don't see in the second place. Blinding Orb, I definitely see it more and more as it's a good way to stall out your opponent when they think they can go for the kill and just suddenly can't. So yeah, cool decks. This isn't the first time I've seen these types of hybrid decks that are going for something similar like this, because the reason why they're doing this is you can get the discount on Fireball, and in their side decks they run more Fireballs and more. I can just show you here. They run this one runs more Fireballs. They do have a 4th Flame Sweep in here, another Spurn to Ash, and 2 Blazing Throws. And the other second place deck, they run Spark of Light in their sideboard along with those other 3 Fireballs. So yeah, I think they're cool decks. I think they're unique. I don't know how strong they are in a long-term setting, or if they can actually be you know, well used to combo, like, you know, if a tournament went on for 8 rounds and each one is Swiss, can they actually last in the long run, or eventually is it just kind of almost luck-based thing? And I don't know. So if you do know, if any of you guys are the you know, pilots of these decks, please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know if there's something I'm missing, a combo that I'm missing, if there's something really strong about this, or if you played a deck like this, please feel free to do the same. I'm always interested in hearing about, you know, the more intricacies that I'm missing out here. So also helps to inform everyone else down below as well. So that's pretty much it what I have for the deck list. Very cool decks. Glad to see another you know, regionals with different variety of decks playing in it. That's all I have for you guys today. See you later. Peace.